Hi, and a huge welcome to this Sovereign Free Life presentation about Kangen water, EMF protection. And we're going to have another section also about how a lot of people are creating another stream of income through Enagic's business model. So I'm going to share my screen. Nu ska vi se. Presentera. So my name is Maneka Helleberg. I'm from Sweden. I've worked with this for over, actually soon 6 years in February. Uh, and this has completely turned my life around, and so many other people out there have experienced the same. And today, after having done a deep dive into creating a lot of water awareness about the importance of water, because we're 70% water, and so many people miss out on that important piece in the whole health puzzle, but also really diving into the importance of protecting yourself from EMF, which is electromagnetic frequency radiation. So those are the things that we're going to take in the first part of this presentation. And then there's another presentation also about the business model that you can choose to work with if you just own one of these products. And otherwise, I'm a teacher by profession. I shifted completely into this way of living and making a living after 1 year into the business. And then today, I'm leading one of the biggest teams in Scandinavia and happy to spread a lot of awareness about water, but also been able to take time for my kids for my international engagements, protecting natural rights and bringing solutions out there that actually work and go to the root of a lot of problems, which is what I love to do. So that's just a little bit about me and what we're going to talk about today. So what we have chosen to do, me and a growing international team of people, is instead of being an entrepreneur like I was before, or an employee where you trade time for money, you are working a lot and getting very little back, we have chosen to align with a company and products that we believe in, that make a huge positive impact in the world, and that also are highly, highly certified to really just being able to be advocates of something we believe in instead of doing all of that background work with shipping, with product development, with all of these kind of things around having your own company or your own work where you're not taking part of the profit that is coming to you. Here we are really making such a huge difference and valuing your time and our own time. So we have chosen to work with a company called Enagic. It is a Japanese company that was founded over 50 years ago. So it has an amazing track record. It has the gold standard company certification, meaning it has no debt. It's family owned. They own all their product chains, meaning that also their products can get service for a lifetime for a very low cost, and they have all the parts. They've grown this amazing global business with offices around the world that support the customers. So Enagic does the heavy lifting. It also has the leading part of the international industry in the water ionizing industry, sorry. So they are world leading in what they do because of their unique patents and their research and development that have been going on for these 50 years. And coming with that, they have top certifications for their water technology, for their very innovative and modern business um, idea that we actually work with, and also has the highest ethical standards for making sure that everyone that work with the Nagic, their factories, all the different chains that are involved in giving all of us the best water, EMF protection, to have health and more freedom in our lives, that everything is really solid and backed by the top international certifications. So why do we then believe in Enagic, and why do we believe that these products that we are going to present today and that we've chosen to work with are some of the most important things that we can do today? So what we love to do is solve some of the most pressing problems in our modern world. And some of those are, for instance, all the toxins and chemicals in our water sources. During these years, I worked with top international water scientists from all over the world, trying to um, highlight and trying to bring forward, all the problems with our water, where there are, even in the Scandinavian countries, where a lot of people think, oh, we have such amazing water here. We have the best water in the world. Even here, we have scientists warning about levels of different chemicals in our water that might not even be regulated by the governments, where that can cause a lot of health problems. And the next problem that there's a huge number of science backing on today, and huge names such as Robert Kennedy and Magda Havas, so lots of people highlighting the dangers with EMF, electromagnetic frequency pollution, and how that is also causing oxidative stress and different health damage to um, to us out there, especially in the cities, and with the 5G coming into existence now, they're even talking about the 6G. And another problem that we need to really address, and that is something we're seeing a lot of psychological distress out there, and also financial stress and pressure, a lot of loneliness and lack of meaning. People might have, all these money in their lives, but they don't have time. They don't feel that like they're a part of something important, like they're a part of something bigger, and that they're actually realizing their true potential and their bigger self, which I believe strongly that the world becomes a much more beautiful place the more of us that become healthy, that reclaim our time, that actually start to create long-term wealth for ourselves, so that we can do what we really want to do with our lives. So with all of this being said, we basically work with making a huge positive impact in some of the most important areas out there. So first, let's dive into the area of water. And as you know, water is life. Water is in all living things. And the importance of giving yourself and your community, your family, healthy medical grade water is, we can't stress it enough. And the second thing that we are engaged in is also removing toxins from your home. And first, we need to understand that we are made of 70% water or more. Actually, the amount of water decreases with age, which says something very important also. And a lot of people think about eating healthy food, about doing exercise. They think about, mindset, so many different things. And then they miss this biggest piece of the puzzle, which is 70% of what you are. And they go and drink bad tap water, or they drink from a plastic water bottle, or, just contaminating 70% of your of your body. So we're going to show you why water is so important, and also that it's not just about removing the toxins from the water. There are many different aspects that needs to be there, that needs to be in place for the water to actually do its job in our bodies and bring us back to health. So Kangen water actually means back to origin. And this comes from the fact that Kangen water was invented in Okinawa, Japan, where one of the most powerful healing springs in the world exists. There are also springs in Northern Germany, Lourdes in France. There was one in Mexico. We're not sure if it's still there or not. But this is not just like ordinary spring water. This is water that is actually like the one in Lourdes in France, declared holy by the church because so many people had amazing healing effects by this water. And this is not just, magic, why people have come to these water sources for hundreds, if not thousands of years, because they've experienced healing effects. It's actually a very scientific backed explanation to why this water is so powerful. And in Okinawa, Japan, researchers started to analyze the spring and see what aspects were present in this water that could explain the healing effects. Also, people living, over 100 years in these blue zone regions and having amazing health. So what they saw is that in these springs, there was something called reduced water. And they made the technology that we're going to show you to actually resemble these healing springs. And that water is called electrolyzed reduced water because it's made through electrolysis. And what they saw with this water, that's also called ERW water, is that it has a negative charge. Just like if you're walking on the ground, there are negative ions. If you're out in nature, like there are different healthy things you can do to have these negative ions come into your body. And this water is extremely negatively charged, which we will show you. The water also is structured, meaning that it hydrates the body around 6 times more than ordinary water, which is, of course, a huge part of letting our bodies function properly, to be properly hydrated. They also saw that the water is full of molecular hydrogen, and molecular hydrogen is actually one of the most powerful antioxidants that exists in the world. And if you don't know what antioxidants are, it's just like raw food, blueberries, all the healthy stuff, vitamin C, all of that is antioxidant in the body, which means it's healthy for us. So this water is also antioxidant, has that effects on the body, which also makes it not just clean and structured, but it's also antioxidant and healthy for us. And of course, the water is also pure and clean. So what happens in these natural sources is when it goes down, often it's in mountain regions, it flows and gets the structure, there are lightning strikes, ionizing it, and it's going through layers of sand and being cleansed from any kind of chemicals. So it's very pure and clean water as well. So what Enagic did was to create this amazing technology so that we could actually experience this healing water in our homes and not have to travel far and wide to get to these holy water sources. So they created an amazing technology that actually got a medical grade certificate in Japan, meaning that it's allowed to have in hospital use for its health benefits, but also, like we'll go into, other uses of the water, such as in wound care, for cleaning, for skin diseases, and so on and so forth. So with this machine, you can create 5 different kinds of water with 7 different pH levels. So if you see the picture to the right, you can easily press the different buttons on the machine, and it will create different kinds of water for multiple different purposes. And on the way, they got multiple awards, certifications. If you want to go into the science or into the certifications, you can go to enagiceu.com, enagic.com. You can read more about the certifications. You can also look at Dr. Michael Donaldson, an amazing medical doctor from the USA, has a YouTube channel with a lot of explanations. We also have a Facebook group, the Scandinavian Wilds, where you're all welcome. We have lots of different presentations and webinars, testimonials, etc. So, but it's kind of a rabbit hole, and these certifications actually is enough to tell you there's nothing out there that has these kind of certifications, that has the gold standard for the company, the ISO certification for medical grade technology, for ethics, for company standards, etc. And this technology then resembles this natural spring water through purifying the tap water through one or several different filters depending on your source water. It ionizes and structures the water. It makes the water alkalized. It makes the water full of molecular hydrogen. So what then happens in our bodies when we drink this amazing water? So what you will experience is an increased hydration, and actually dehydration is a huge problem out there. Some people say that even 70% of all people are chronically dehydrated, even though you drink a lot of water or a lot of fluids. If it's not structured, if it's not in the right format, it can't really enter the cells properly. In the cells, there's something called aquaporin helix, and most water, if it's gone through these pipe systems, it's been clamped together, it does not enter properly the aquaporin helix. So a lot of the water that you drink just goes straight through and does not hydrate deeply into the cells. But with the Kangen water, the water actually does its job. It goes into the cells, and when it comes into the cells, it can remove the toxicity, the acidity from the cells. It can bring nutrition into the cells and also the electrical charge into the cells. So of course, when the cell functions, your body functions, because you are made out of these beautiful cells. And with the antioxidant properties, a lot of diseases out there, especially these modern diseases like diabetes and cancer and allergies and stomach problems, there's so many, even psychological, disorders. A lot of that has an explanation in underlying inflammation, underlying acidosis, and these these are growing grounds for these diseases. But when you have a constant flow of antioxidant water, and like you see down here, just 1 glass of Kangen water actually equals 1.5 liters of blueberries in antioxidant property. And also these inflammations, etc., occur when there's lots of toxins, not just from the water, but from the air, from the food, from the radiation. All of these create this oxidative stress and acidosis. But when you drink this water, you get a constant stream of healthy water that counteracts the oxidative stress, that has these antioxidant properties, and also combating these inflammations in the body. And of course, all of this together with also the detoxification that happens through this, the high negative charge in the water, um, works as coupling up with the toxins and the acidity and bringing it out of the cells. And then the cells start to function. The mitochondria in the cells starts to function. So a lot of people report one of the first things they say is an increased level of energy, that this brain fog disappears, and you actually start to function again. For me, that was the case, that I was kind of on the verge of burnout after 5 years of bad health, battling chronic Lyme disease. And I was so low on energy. I had 3 kids at home, company, full-time job. Like, it was crazy. And when I drank the water, I had a detox for 3 weeks, because that can happen because it's very powerful antioxidant. And after 3 weeks, I actually got so much energy into my system. I didn't really know what to do with it. And that is because in science, you activate the mitochondria, and the mitochondria are like the engines in the cells. If they work, you get your energy back. And yeah, there's much more. Like, this is not a super in-depth presentation. We have much more like longer explanations and in-depth, presentations also around these areas. But coming back to the different functions of the different kinds of water, I said there were 5 different types of water coming from the machine. So it's not just for drinking. So one very strong, what do you say? Something called strong Kangen water, which is not acid, but the opposite. What's the name? Alkaline, yes. Strong alkaline water is called strong Kangen water with the pH 11. So this is not for drinking, but when the machine produces this water, you can throw away, like kitchen cleaners, you can throw away if you clean your vegetables with like baking soda, anything like that, you can actually use this water instead of cleaners in your home. You can put the vegetables in this water and take any remnants of toxins that are on the food, which is very important because, for instance, glyphosate is very damaging for our gut, for instance. It has huge health effects, negative health effects. So if we really want to make sure to throw away even more chemicals from our home and make sure our food is free of any chemicals, we can use the 11 water for that. The other water is Kangen water that we've talked about, and it comes in different levels, 8.5, 9.0, 9.5, because in the beginning, like I said, you can experience some detoxing symptoms. So you want to start to drink the water on 8.5. And once you're fine with drinking that water. Some people don't, experience any detoxing at all. Some people do get like just a light headache or some rumbling in the stomach. It's nothing dangerous at all, but it's just a positive thing that it's actually detoxing you. Nu ska vi se. Yeah, there was just a question. Men är icke vår naturliga pH, is not our natural pH 7.365, which is also the Earth's natural pH. Yes, of course, but unfortunately, the body usually in these days, it struggles to keep that pH because there's so much toxin, so much uh, stress and bad food, bad water causing acidosis in the body. And what happens when you are exposed to all of these outer circumstances that try to bring down your pH in the body constantly struggles to keep that pH. And what happens then is that it takes we have alkaline parts of our body, and that is in the tendons, that's in the bones, in the muscles. Those are the alkaline parts of our body. And when we are in acidosis, the body eats all those parts that are actually the things that we need in our body. So, for instance, older people that are usually in more acidosis because of their whole life, with a lot of toxins, stress, bad food, everything, that's when the bone starts to, what do you say, bli skör, like are not as strong any longer because the body is taking so much alkalinity from the bones. So, are you following? And a very important thing with Kangen water is it's not the same as chemical alkalinity. It's very, very different. This water is alkalized. It is not alkaline. So it's not the same at all as taking baking soda in your water or different minerals, for instance, because those can be damaging in the long run. It can actually alter the pH level in the body in a negative way. But the Kangen water is actually has the molecular hydrogen in it, and you can do research on that, the molecular hydrogen. There's a lot of research, and it's known to counteract like 170 or more animal and human diseases because molecular hydrogen just goes into the cells and balances the pH, and then it doesn't do more because it has this strong negative charge. If there's no plus, plus, the plus is the acidosis, is the toxins. If that isn't there any longer, it doesn't do more. You see what I mean? So it will not damage the pH, but it will just restore the balance in the cells. Yeah, so that was just from that question. I hope that answered it, around the pH level. And it's also a huge misunderstanding sometimes that that molecular hydrogen is the same as alkaline, the mineralized alkalinity, and it's a completely different chemical process, which I could go on, into further. My science teacher comes forward here. But anyway, um, yeah, moving on, there's also clean water, which does not have the Kangen effect in it. So you just want clean water when you eat food to not affect the stomach acid half an hour, before, after food. It's important to take just clean water. Or if you have, a baby or an old person, you don't want this detox effect for someone. They drink just clean water. The next water is beauty water, and it has a range from pH 4 to 6. It's not for drinking, but like we were discussing earlier, it's super beneficial for your skin, for your hair. It's all because the skin and hair has that natural pH that is slightly acidic. There are also lots of plants that love this water, and it's actually a byproduct of the 9.5. So if you want to collect that and use it for other purposes, you can. There's also a shower unit with exactly that pH, which I'm going to talk about just in the next slide. And yeah, so that's a beauty water. The last water is the strong acidic water, and that has pH 2.7. And this is actually disinfection. It has disinfection properties, and it's even used for very difficult wounds where other products or other medicines doesn't work, which is huge. Just on its own, that you can use this as a disinfectant, and it works even better than anything out there that we know today. So there are hospitals using it, there are dentists using it, it's used in the industry, in farms, and for veterinarians around the world. They are using this as a disinfectant, because then you also lower your cost radically, and you also take away lots of damaging toxins in these areas. And of course, we use it at home all the time. We haven't had, these damaging chemicals in our home for a long time. And like we just use these kind of waters everywhere, which means we have a toxin-free home. And these toxins would otherwise affect our health, affect our hormones, affect us in a negative way, and also our kids and our family. So yeah, that's the 5 different types of water. And of course, there are much more, many more uses. We have a folder called the 68 uses of Kangen water. We're happy to send that to you. Or if you have any specific like complaints or any health issues, you can also search for molecular hydrogen or electrolyzed reduced water, and then your condition on PubMed or Google Scholar, etc. And just a warning, there are, competitors out there trying to bring Kangen down, spreading so many, lies and everything, because Enagic is the top in the world and has the leading part of the industry. So really make sure you look at facts and not just all these opinions out there that have another purpose with what they're saying and doing. So, like I said, Enagic also has a shower unit called the Anespa. And this is because the skin is actually the largest organ in our body, and it can absorb chemicals such as chlorine and other chemical residues from up to 1.5 liters of water when you shower and bathe. So it's not that you absorb the water, but you absorb those chemicals that are in the water. So if you want the full effect, to drink the Kangen water and then also shower and bathe in good water, because then you don't absorb these through your skin. And like I said, the pH 6 is actually close to the skin's natural pH level, and which makes it restore its balance naturally. And it also has activated carbon filter and also minerals from the hot springs in Japan called onsen springs. These are even certified in Japan. They're very proud, of their heritage and their culture, and they have so much knowledge about health. So these minerals are actually a huge part also of creating health for your body and even for your mind, like a relaxing tourmaline and minerals to heal you, and let your skin heal and your hair heal. So anything else around that? No, I can just, also tell my story that I actually had allergies and eczema before I had the Anespa. And when I got the Anespa, it was gone, like completely gone. And even when I'm away from my Anespa and I shower in, this chlorine, you start to scent it. When you're used to not having bad chemicals on you, you start to, it feels uncomfortable, when you shower somewhere else, but sometimes you have to, right? And when I do, the eczema comes back. So in my world, it's actually the skin's reaction to, well, there's something bad here. I don't want this in my body. The eczema is like pushing it out, trying to get rid of it. So yeah, and there's so many other testimonials, both about the water and also about the Anespa. So if you want to hear more about this, go to our Facebook group, the Scandinavian Wilds. There's also a Facebook group called the Elixir of Life, GPM, which is the Global Prosperity Movement, which is the international movement we're part of. where you can also search for many more testimonials, etc. So that was it about the water, guys. And now we are moving into the EMF protection to really this beautiful innovative technology that is patented by Enagic just recently came out to the market, actually May last year, where they've done many years of research, which everything that Enagic does has a huge research base and is thoroughly tested and certified before they bring it to the market. So this is just a very simple, small little box that you can bring with you anywhere you go. It just has a USB port, and it will create this field of protection against the most harmful EMF radiation out there. So just some awareness about EMF if you're not familiar with the problems around this prolonged exposure to radiation. So electromagnetic pollution is quite unique because you don't see it, right? And it's just the same with the water. If it looks okay, yeah, and you don't have testing equipment of your own, which most people don't have, yeah, you don't really bother about it. And with EMF, you can't see it or smell it either, but you can actually measure it, which I'm going to show you quite soon. So it is measurable, but a lot of people don't think about it, and a lot of people believe what they're told, that no, there's no harm done, there are no problems. You sweep it under the carpet, like we're very good at here in Scandinavia, and we just pretend everything is fine as long as you can't see it or smell it or whatever. But long-term exposure to EMF has been clearly linked to various health problems, such as cellular damage, oxidative stress, the same thing there again, right? And disruption of biological processes, as well as neurological disorders, and problems like sleep problems, stress, like there's this pressure on your head, like migraines and things like that, are very clear signs of EMF pollution. And I would say, especially in the cities, you need to be protected if you're living there. So what the M-Guard does is that it creates a field of 4 meters radius, 8 meters in diameter, where it's placed, where it counteracts, it neutralizes and harmonizes this electromagnetic radiation. And it's targeting certain ranges of the EMF that specifically affect the human body. It does not affect, all the ranges. It's not allowed to even. And you can use your mobile phone, you can use your computer, everything. And these usually also emit these radiation as well. But when you have the M-Guard there, it makes sure that especially the frequencies that affect the organs in the body, the brain, the heart, the whole physical body, that you are protected from those frequencies of radiation.
Guys, I'm driving.
So, yeah, sorry. Should have. This is just a video, me driving in my Tesla, where people would say like, "Oh my God, are you driving a Tesla? It's so much radiation. Be careful, da da da." And yes, you should be, but this is just a demo of what actually happens, that you can measure this for yourself. So we can just watch this short little video here. I hope you can hear me.
It's on. See on the reader that it is 0. There is nothing that this reader that reads the low frequency EMF can read. And now we unplug the M-Guard. can see directly, it goes up to around 2,800. And if I plug it in again, nothing. It goes down to zero, guys. So especially if you have a Tesla, you know there's radiation in Teslas. You need one of these. I can just tell you.
Yeah, I mean, you can't explain it better than that. That actually, when it's on, it measures zero. When it is off, you actually see the radiation levels clearly going up straight away, and then putting it on again, nothing, zero. So I haven't seen any kind of EMF protection out there that where you can actually measure it in this way. And this is also patented, researched. You can go to mgar.com and you can download all the research. You can look at it more and also contact us to just get to know more about this amazing device, because this is a huge problem out there, and I'm so grateful and happy that Enagic has, done this and given this to us in Enagic to be able to spread the word about that. So now I'm going to just summarize the products that we've talked about. And we have one more product I've not yet talked about, which I'm not going to go into really much. But this is called a quad package. And this is for you if you want, the full health package, but also if you want to, this is not necessary, but if you also want to work with spreading the word through direct sales and affiliate marketing, this is a great way to also start to then earn a good income from helping to spread the word for Enagic. But what we talked about is the K8, that is the world leading water ionizer that gives you the best water out there. There are also lower price alternatives, but if you're anyway investing into such a high level quality water technology, I suggest that you have the K8, which is the top in the world and in Enagic. And the second one is the M-Guard. It's the powerful EMF protection that is researched and measurable. And then we have the Anespa, the mineral spa bath shower that makes sure that harmful toxins doesn't enter through your skin, and that makes your hair and skin heal again and resembles the Japanese onsen springs. The last product we haven't really discussed is called Yukon, and this is Enagic's also tribute to Okinawa, their home island, where turmeric has been grown for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and is a big part of the Japanese tradition that works as an anti-inflammatory and also helps your body to detox. It has great antioxidant properties as well. So this Kangen Yukon, there is not just ordinary Yukon. It is it's grown and made with Kangen water, and it's also an extract that has extra oils and minerals added to it to make sure that it's super potent, this curcumin or turmeric extract. It also has a seal that is patented, making sure that the turmeric is not coming in contact with air, because when turmeric comes in contact with air, it oxidizes and it will lose its power and effect. So in this way, it's both the best turmeric you can get, but it also has a much more powerful effect. And just like anything Enagic does, if you want to do research about curcumin, you can go to Google Scholar, PubMed, you can type in curcumin, and there's going to be thousands of studies around that also backing it up. So with this whole package, you get this protection from the acidosis, from the oxidation in the body, the different stressors out there like toxins and radiation and stress, all of that stressing our system so that the body can relax and actually do its job, which we have so many testimonials out there around just when you are shifting your environment, your water, your EMF protection, all of that. People are experiencing huge shift from some of them having done everything, no, I've tried everything out there, and then just shifting your water, shifting these basic things, and then seeing huge shifts in their health. So thank you so much for your time. If you are interested in knowing more about the water and the specifics, then make sure to reach out straight away and book a call with us. It's all free, and we can support you to look at a good strategy for you to get started. And this is the end of the water part. And I will move on to the business side of things, but I wanted to say that if you're not interested in the business side, then I love you and leave you now, and looking forward to hear from you very soon. So, welcome now to the Sovereign Free Life Enterprise model. And my name is Maneka Helleberg, for those that listen to this recording and that are just listening to the enterprise model. I'm just going to reintroduce myself really short. So my name is Maneka, and I've worked with this for around 6 years now. I've been an entrepreneur, I've been an employee, and I was looking for a way to work from home and also do good at the same time and be able to spend time with my kids, build like we have been able to do. We're starting to build an eco village. I bought my amazing Tesla. I've helped so many people out there to actually shift their financial situation and be more free, both in where they choose to live and be in the world, but also in what is possible for you to create in this world. Because if we reclaim our time, our finances, we have so much potential out there. We have so many beautiful things that can happen in our lives. So this is the best way that I have found to actually make a living and a long-term plan where you can actually create a legacy for generations to come, not just for your own life. So the 4 steps that we're going to go through around the wealth creation, guys, is to create health for people, wealth, and automation. So the first part is to align with a proven product and a company that you believe in, that actually solves problems and has solutions for people. And that is explained in the first video in around Enagic and Kangen water and EMF protection. So if you haven't seen that, then you can go back and look at that as well. We choose to work with a high ticket offer. This is not some low ticket MLM, anything like that. Nothing bad about that, but we work with huge rewards coming back that values the time that we put in. We also have a community full of inspiration and support, so you're not doing this alone, and you have a lot of mentorship, a lot of support on the way. And we also believe in duplication and automation through education, and we're going to talk about that. We want to create this organic ripple effects where you don't have to be involved all the way, where people can actually walk in your steps without you having to handhold all the way. So the first step that we're going to talk about now is to work with a high ticket offer. What is it that we actually do, and how does it pay out to our accounts? So actually it's very, very simple. You just own one of these, one or several, it's up to you. And then you tap into a high ticket affiliate business. That's it. It's not monthly qualifications, this or that. You have to like own a lot of products, nothing like that. Okay. So you just own an Enagic technology, and automatically, if you choose to, you can tap into what is called high ticket affiliate business. It's also called direct sales. It's a growing industry worldwide. It's a huge part of many countries' BNP. And but it's still just in the beginning where you can see the expansion happening in Asia, in the US, in many countries that kind of walk before the boom comes in the whole world. And now we're seeing, India booming. We're seeing Africa, like lots of places where people thought, no, they're not going to get it. Like they don't have enough money or whatever. It's just like booming everywhere. But there's still regions where this is not even, they don't even know about this yet. So the basis of the compensation plan with Enagic is called the 8-point model. And officially, we work as independent distributors for Enagic. So we are not employed by the company Enagic, but we are like independent business owner. Everyone is their own, has responsibility for themselves. So how this works is that when you own a machine and you then recommend a machine or any of Enagic's products to someone else, Enagic pays out 8 points of commission for every sale. So Enagic knows exactly the part that otherwise would have gone to middle hands or marketing or all these different chains of the whole marketing industry, they've chosen to instead give it back to the owners of the Enagic machines and the products. So they know that these 8 pieces of commission is paid out. So what happens is the more you have created for Enagic, the more sales you have done with Enagic, the more pieces of this pie you get. Okay. So the different levels that you go through in the start is from 1A to 6A. So you're a 1A agent, 1 agent, 2 agent, 3 agent. And depending on how many sales that you and also your team, so we work in teams. If you introduce someone, they're a part of your team. If they, in their turn, also introduce someone, they're also part of your team. So with this growing team, you all contribute to the number of sales that will define which lane you are in, which level that you're in Enagic's business plan. So you start out in 1A from 1 to 2 sales. And there, when you recommend specifically the K8 to someone, there are different numbers for each product, but for the K8, the number that you receive for recommending someone is 285 euros. And that's quite a huge amount just from the start. Once you have your third sale, you can open up the 2A lane. It's between 3 and 10 sales. And there you earn the double. So 2 pieces of commission, which is 570 euros. And then as your team grows and you make more sales, you can open up the 3A lane, which is between 11 and 20 sales. And there you earn 855 euros for each sale. Yeah, there's a question. Oh, that's about the machine, but yes, you can take the machine easily with you, and the filters can be ordered on the Enagic web shop. Yeah, around every 6 months or every year. So that's just a practical question. Yeah. But going on, as you see, for each lane, depending on your number of sales, you get one more piece of commission. So 4As between 21 and 50 sales, you get 1,140 euros. 5A, 51 to 100 sales, 1,425 euros, and over 100 sales. And remember, this is not just you, but others that you're introducing. What they are actually producing as well counts in there. Then you get 1,710 euros. And the 6A kind of position is one of the biggest steps, like leadership levels, the first leadership levels that you come to, where you earn a commission, just an extra bonus for achieving that, which we will come to also. But it's important to know that, for instance, for me, it's not about finding 100 people. It's about finding the right people that believe in this, that understand the importance of water and the different products that we have, and that have the vision and want to do this together with you. So for me, the first time I became 6A, I have 3 6A accounts today. I found around 15 people myself. And then they, in their turn, got out and they found a lot of other people. And we all contributed to this 100 plus sales. And it's good for you to know. I will not go into, like, there are hacks and strategies that you can do that kind of like boost this compensation plan even more. But with the right strategy, you can actually receive all the 8 points of commission, which means that just one sale of a K8 would be 2,280 euros just for one sale. And like I said, also, the system duplicates for each dedicated leader you find to run your business with. And I'm going to explain that just a little bit more. We have more in-depth videos around that, but just to explain how that works. So like I said, we have the different levels from 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, and you get as many pieces of the pie, pieces of commission for each level. The fun stuff and the duplication happens when, for instance, if you look at this chart and you see that when you started, you placed one person in your 1A lane, and they in turn then got a sale to someone else. What happens then is, because they're in your 1A lane, you also receive 285 euros for what that other person sold. Okay, so it goes a few levels down that you receive, like the duplication commission. So for instance, in 2A lane, you placed a person there. You say you place when you've actually introduced someone and they sold them a machine. So you sold a machine and you're in 2A lane, and that person goes out and has a huge network. Let's say this Pia, for instance, she goes out and she has this huge network, and she finds in 2A, she's in your 2A lane, and she finds 7 more people that also wants to buy machines. And what happens then is that because Pia is in your 2A lane, you got the commission from the sale to her. But what happens then is that you also receive commission, 2 pieces of commission for all of those 7 sales that Pia does. So that's where the duplication happens, which means 570 euros times 7 becomes 3,990 euros just by finding one person. So for whatever they do for all future, you will receive 2 pieces of commission for what they do, as long as, yeah, I won't explain this deeper, but as long as there are pieces of the pie left. And so on. So if you place someone in a lane and then they go out and also introduce people, you receive the same amount. So for instance, if I place someone in 6A, I first receive my own commission from 1,710, But then I also receive 1,710 euros for everything that they do moving forward. So there you see that, I mean, there are lots of people that have worked in network marketing in different industries, and they see this and they just, drop everything and jump on board here because of the high ticket commissions, guys. So that was a little explanation of that. I hope you understand so far. And like I said, there are more in-depth videos that explain it more in detail also if you want to. But what is really amazing with the Najik is that they love to reward the people that give, time and energy to support them. They will give back massively. So what you have in the long term in a Najik is amazing bonuses. And these that I'm showing here is just kind of like a baseline. There's also, once you become 6A, and for each kind of rank, when you move up in these kind of lanes, you receive more and more bonuses, quarterly bonuses, monthly bonuses, educational bonuses, like lots of different extra bonuses are opening up. But one of the baselines is that for each time that you help more people in your team to also achieve the rank of 6A, the more you are rewarded back. So once you're 6A, it's more about supporting others also to success, which is a beautiful thing to do, right? So at 6A, you get a one-time bonus of 2,550. The next level, you get 5,100 euros one-time bonus. And the next level after that, which means you have more and more levels of 6As in your organization, you get 10,200 euros as a one-time bonus. What is really, really special with this compensation plan is the level after that, where we're actually very close to achieve that. Even though we've had breaks, for months and half a year here and there, we're anyway very close to a level called 6A2-3, where you first get a one-time bonus of 20,400, but then you get a lifetime, like a pension bonus every month for the rest of your life, whatever happens, and it can be passed on, inherited by your children or whoever you choose. So you get this monthly payment of 3,500 euros, whatever happens for the rest of your life. And for me, that don't kind of trust the ordinary system, honestly, I would like to create my own pension rather than, trusting a crumbling system, which is there's so much craziness going on. If you want to be your own sovereign, like eye in the storm, this is what I recommend. You take matters in your own hands and you just create your own future instead. So, and it doesn't stop there. So the next level, you get 10,800 euros one-time bonus, 7,000 monthly, and then 81,600 one time after that, and 10,500 euros monthly. It even goes up all the way up to something called Dash 8, where we have probably one of the first Dash 8s in Enagic's history coming this year, which is a part of the team that we are in, which is the leading team in the whole world. So, and just to be clear, this is not a promise. You need to take the steps. You need to do the work on your own to be able to make this happen. It's all up to each and every one of us. Let's see, I jumped ahead here. Okay, so next step, if you feel like this is, oh my God, my brain is full already, how do I do this? We have a community full of inspiration and support for you. People that have walked their talk, created this kind of life for themselves, that then teach you directly how to do these things. So these are some of our amazing, friends, mentors in the community. It's me and my husband, Kristopher, Victor and Maria in the top left. is my husband's brother and his girlfriend. He was a transport driver, she was a kindergarten teacher, and now they're living in southern France. They just got their first baby, and they're able to be fully there with when they're creating their own family without any distractions, and they're able to live in their dream location, which is amazing. And we have Tariq Amavi up top right. He's an amazing speaker. He's coaching, like he's been able to build his dream of coaching huge speakers in the world, traveling around the world, inspiring so many people out there, and having this as an engine for him to be able to go all, wherever he wants. And we have Andy and Christy down uh, bottom left, which is from Australia. Andy's our Dash 3 mentor, an amazing friend. He has now 3 kids. He just got his third baby, where they're also fully like engaged in their family, and they don't have to go to work in a certain time or those kind of things. Both Christy and Andy, they've overcome health issues through the water. I think a lot of people that experience that kind of health shift go out and then advocate about the water because they feel it for themselves. Christy is a mother of 3. She's built this empire, you could say, of thousands of people around the world, where she's just inspiring them to be in their full expression, to become entrepreneurial, and also live a life in full freedom, where she's about to go around the world with her 3 kids and her husband, like world schooling, and then inspiring lots of people on the way. And we have Chanel in the bottom right, who's actually from Norway, who introduced me to the water, an amazing friend and a detox coach for over 15 years, with a heart of gold, and also understands, the importance of detoxifying our bodies constantly, and also the importance of water. So what you can do when you come into this community is that you can learn directly from people that live fully like this, and that have the results that you want. Because usually it's a lot of people that think this is something very strange. I haven't heard about this before, and must be a scam, must be a pyramid. Your aunt or your whatever, someone that actually has no idea what this is about might, say something. But what we want to do, we don't want to listen to the people that don't have the results in the lives that we want to have. You want to listen to the people that have actually created what you want to create in your life as well. And if they all can do it, you can do it too. That's just a fact. And that's what I felt as well, hearing all these testimonials of people living in a completely different way, with so much more sovereignty and freedom and power to create in the world. I just felt like, okay, if they can do it, I can definitely do it too. So you'll have live mentorships, weekly calls. We have Facebook groups, messenger groups with thousands of people that have decided to like go all in and create a life that they design themselves, that live where you live on your own terms. And you also come into this amazing community where you grow kind of a new soul tribe or family, that where everyone just cheers you on and loves to see you succeed and thrive and create that freedom in your life and make a lot of positive experiences in the world. So of course it's good with inspiration, right? But if we get down to business, like, okay, what do we actually do? How do we do it? We love to have duplication through automation and through education. But basically, it's very simple. You own a machine, you spread the word, and you can do it in so many different ways. You can like have these kind of webinars, you can have events, you can do so many different things. But the main majority of people in our community, they choose to use social media, they choose to do ads, they choose to work in the online space, because you can reach thousands and you can reach millions of people all over the world using the online space to actually also create an income for you and your family. So what we do, if you choose to, yeah, I want to do this, I want to go all in and actually create also maybe an extra stream of income at first that can then become a mainstream of income. So what we will do is to sit down with you and make a personal strategy for you. Do you want to work online or not? Like what is your budget? How much can you put into, marketing, etc. You can choose to not do this online at all, or you can choose to reinvest some of the money you earn into actually spreading it to more people. And we work with some high-level education platforms, mainly the Freedom Era and a platform called the Project Legacy. And in those trainings, you will follow step-by-step guides where you can duplicate the success that these mentors that I showed you have already tested and tried. So in the Freedom Era, it's more based on building an online presence and not like going out and saying, buy Kangen machines. It's more lifestyle based where you find your voice, you find your values, and you start to share from your heart. This is what I'm creating. This is what I believe in. And you start to just, have a presence online where people are attracted to you and become curious. Okay, what is it? How could she just travel like that or buy that car? Or what is she talking about? I'm curious. And then they might come into a webinar and they come into this education and then they book a call with you and have it very automated. Project Legacy is more for those of you who might either are more tech savvy and want to build your own systems, or you just want to tap into ads, automation, funnels, landing pages, all of that ready made for you, where you go through very clear, like step-by-step training. You need to do the details. If you get stuck, there's like 24/7 live support for you. But that is a very powerful system where you reinvest, into Google, Facebook ads, and then actually you just sit and talk to people online and get them started. And of course, with support by your mentor from the start. So basically, your job is to spread the word through social media, through ads, or building a personal brand. Could be physical events, basically just sharing your authentic voice and vision, or if it's already ready-made ads where you don't show your face at all, you can choose how to do that. But this is like an industry that is exploding at the moment. There's so many people around the world realizing that there's an other way of doing this where, yes, it will take time, especially in the beginning. You will have to learn new things. You will have opposition from different places. People will say no. There will be people trying to say bad things. There are lots of things that you're going to go through, but if you know your vision, if you know what you're here to create, this is a fast track, like through the matrix, opening up so many opportunities for you and then the people that you introduce as well. So yes, that is about education. And in these platforms, you will also experience that these systems and automated platforms will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, because they include the marketing, the ads, the launches, the scheduling, all of these different things that a lot of people, when I got started and and like in the past, they were building all of this themselves. Oh, I have to make a homepage, I have to do this, I have to do that. It's all done for you. It's already there. Like the opportunity in this it's getting easier and easier and easier all the time. And through this automation, you can get your time back, your time freedom, your location freedom, and then you get your health back and get to see others get their health back on the way. And then also with the support of this amazing community. So the basic question here is, because I believe in that there's so much more potential out there that wants to just be released. And a lot of people get stuck in the comfort zone and they don't dare to get out of that comfort zone to see, can I do something else with my life? And the real question here is, what life do you want to live in 10 years? And nothing changes if you don't make a change. There's not going to be 10 million just jumping into your lap, or this some time in the future when you have more time or energy or money. There's not going to be a later time where everything is just magically going to be solved. And of course, it might take some time to just build up the finances to get this started. But I, as inflation is moving up and down, and this is all these things going on in the world, you need to make the choice to like grab your own future and grab your own vision and make sure that you really look into this possibility, because it can change so much for you, just like it's done for me and so many others out there. And the way to do that is just to book a call with someone on our team, the one that introduced you to this video, and we will be happy to support you to look at your specific situation, because there are solutions for most people out there. And then we make this personal plan for you. If it's a low budget or it's like high budget, I'm all in, like me and my husband were after being entrepreneurs. We're like, oh my God, you don't need employees. You don't need any like products. You don't need to have fixed times to do this. Like, we're just like, okay, where's the hook? There must be a hook somewhere. And then we're like, no, there's no hook. Oh my God, it's a win-win everywhere. And we just get to do the fun stuff and we make massive amounts of money. So we were just like investing the full quad package, like give us the best. And we actually, exploded the business in just a couple of months. And then from there, a year later, I could quit my job. Year later after that, my husband quit his job. Now, and then he had 3 years free time, and we had time together as a family. Now he's actually working again because he wants to, and we want to make even another stream of income to boost our business like in huge, huge ways at the moment. But yeah, these are the changes that we've done, and so many people out there. And of course, it's not always an easy path. You need to do the work. You need to be resilient. You need to be creative, have the vision, and make sure that you find your path and then stick to it and learn from the best out there. But it's so possible, and I love to see these shifts in people's lives as they, walk this path together with us. So thank you once again for your time. Now we talked about the importance of water, about EMF in our first video, and then also about this amazing opportunity and enterprise around Enagic and Kangen water. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. And if there are any